There are things happening inside a slot machine that the people who built it never planned to explain to you. Not because the games are illegal, not because anything is technically broken, but because the less you know, the longer you sit, and the longer you sit, the more they earn. Every sound you hear, every light you see, every free drink that lands on the armrest next to you, every near miss that made your heart jump, all of it was designed in a lab, tested on real people, and refined over decades with one goal in mind: your money. In the next few minutes, you are going to learn 15 things that slot machine manufacturers, casino designers, and gaming corporations have never gone out of their way to put on a sign. Some of it will surprise you, some of it will make you angry, and all of it is going to make you a smarter player the next time you walk onto a casino floor. Number 15. The random number generator never sleeps. Most people walk up to a slot machine and think about timing. They watch someone else lose 10 spins in a row and figure the machine is due. They wait for someone to leave a machine, then slide right in thinking they are about to collect on all that losing. It feels logical. It feels like the machine owes something. But here is the hard truth that slot machine manufacturers have never gone out of their way to advertise. The machine does not know you exist. Every single slot machine operating on a legal casino floor in the United States today runs on a piece of technology called a random number generator. And most people have heard the term without truly understanding what it means for their money. A random number generator, which the industry calls an RNG, is a computer chip that is constantly cycling through billions of possible number combinations every single second. Not just when you press the button, not just when the reels are spinning. Every second of every minute of every hour, whether anyone is sitting at that machine or not, that chip is generating numbers. When you press the spin button, the machine grabs the number combination that the RNG landed on at that precise millisecond and translates it into the symbols you see on the reels. The spinning itself, the lights, the sounds, the anticipation as the reels slow down one by one. None of that determines the outcome. The outcome was already decided the instant your finger made contact with that button. The visual display is essentially a theatrical performance of a decision that has already been made. Here is why this matters for you specifically. The idea that a machine is due for a payout is called the gambler's fallacy, and it is one of the most expensive misconceptions in all of gambling. Slot machine manufacturers benefit enormously when players believe a cold machine is about to heat up, because those players stay seated longer. They keep feeding money into a game that has absolutely no memory of previous spins. The 10th spin has exactly the same odds as the first spin. The 100th spin has exactly the same odds as the first spin. Past results do not influence future results, not even slightly, or not even a little. Now here is something that will reframe the way you think about every session you ever have. Because the RNG cycles so fast, we are talking thousands of combinations per second. Two players sitting at identical machines, pressing the button at even slightly different times, will get completely different results. If your friend had stayed at a machine one more second before you sat down, the spin you just hit would have been different too. The idea that you took someone's jackpot or that someone took yours is mathematically impossible. The timing required to hit the exact same number is measured in milliseconds that no human being can control. What you can do with this information is stop chasing cold machines and stop abandoning hot ones out of superstition. A machine that just paid out $1,000 has the exact same odds on the very next spin as it did before that payout. A machine that has not paid anything in 2 hours has no debt to settle with you. What you should actually be tracking is the posted return to player percentage, which we will get into shortly, and the volatility of the game itself. Those are real numbers with real implications. The "do machine theory" is a comfortable story that costs Americans billions of dollars every single year. And the people who build these machines are perfectly happy to let you keep believing it. One more thing to understand about the RNG before we move on. These chips are not programmed and left alone. They are audited. In Nevada, the Nevada Gaming Control Board requires that gaming machines meet strict randomness standards. The same goes for New Jersey's Division of Gaming Enforcement and Gaming Commissions in every other major gambling state. Independent testing labs like GLI, which stands for Gaming Laboratories International, and BMM test labs put these machines through extensive verification before they ever reach a casino floor. The randomness is real. The outcomes truly cannot be predicted. That is not a reassurance. It is a warning. No system, no strategy, and no lucky charm overrides mathematics. Number 14, return to player percentages are programmed, and casinos choose them. Walk into any casino in Las Vegas and you will see thousands of slot machines. What you will not see posted anywhere near those machines is the most important number attached to every single one of them. That number is the return to player percentage. And understanding how it works is going to change the way you approach every slot machine you ever sit down at. Return to player, DAUX, which is almost always shortened to RTP, is a percentage that tells you how much of every dollar wagered on that machine is programmed to be returned to players over an extended period of time. If a machine has an RTP of 92%, that means for every $100 put into that machine over millions of spins, $92 will eventually be returned in the form of winnings. The other $8 is the house edge, the casino's guaranteed profit built directly into the programming of the game. Here is what manufacturers do not advertise in big letters on the cabinet. Slot machine manufacturers build their games with an adjustable RTP range. A single game might be programmable anywhere from 85% on the low end up to 98% on the high end. The manufacturer ships the machine with that range of options available. Then the casino, the actual building you are sitting in, chooses where to set it within that range. The casino chooses, not a regulator, not a neutral party, the casino. In Nevada, state regulations require that machines pay back a minimum of 75%. That is the floor. In New Jersey, the minimum is 83%. In practice, Las Vegas Strip casinos tend to run machines somewhere between 88 and 92%, while casinos located off the Strip, particularly locals casinos in places like Henderson or North Las Vegas, often run tighter to 93 or 94% because they are competing for repeat customers who live nearby. The same game, the same cabinet, the same screen can be running at meaningfully different RTPs depending on which building you walk into. Now, 92% sounds pretty good, but here is where that number becomes genuinely alarming when you run it through a realistic session. If you are playing a penny machine but betting 50 cents per spin, which is common on modern multi-line penny slots, and you are averaging about 500 spins per hour, you are putting $250 per hour through that machine. At a 92% RTP, the expected loss per hour is 8% of $250, which comes out to $20 per hour. Over a 4-hour session, that is an $80 expected loss before you account for variance. And these figures are long-run averages across millions of spins. So your actual session could be far better or far worse. The part that manufacturers and casinos both prefer you not dwell on is how to find the higher-paying machines. In Nevada, casinos are required to make RTP information available, but they are not required to post it on each individual machine. What they do report is aggregated payout data by denomination. Here is a real and consistent finding backed by decades of published Nevada Gaming Control Board reports. Higher denomination machines consistently return higher percentages. Dollar slots pay back more than quarter slots. Quarter slots pay back more than nickel slots. And nickel slots pay back significantly more than penny slots. This creates a genuine strategic consideration. If your budget allows you to play dollar slots, you are almost certainly playing at a higher RTP than you would be on a penny machine. The penny machine feels cheaper because each spin costs less, but the programmed return is lower. And modern penny slots require large multi-line bets anyway, meaning your actual cost per spin is not as small as you think. Understanding RTP by denomination is one of the few real, data-backed tools you have available as a player. Number 13. The near miss is not an accident. Picture this. You are sitting at a slot machine, 3 reels, and you need 3 sevens for the top jackpot. The first reel stops on a 7. Your heart rate picks up. The second reel stops on a 7. You are leaning forward now. The third reel slows down and stops on a cherry, 1 position above the 7. So close. You feel like you almost won something enormous. You press the button again almost immediately. That feeling was manufactured. Deliberately, scientifically, and profitably manufactured. Near misses in slot machines are not random accidents. For years in the early history of slot machines, near misses were actually programmed directly into mechanical and early video reels, meaning the software was specifically instructed to land high-value symbols just above or below the pay line more frequently than true randomness would produce. In 1988, the Nevada Gaming Control Board actually moved to ban deliberate near-miss programming because it was considered deceptive. Manufacturers responded by adjusting their methods, but the psychological engineering did not go away. It simply became more sophisticated. Here is how modern slot machines create the near-miss effect legally. Remember that the RNG determines the outcome before the reels even move. The visual spinning of the reels is an animation, a display. The game already knows which symbols will land where. What game designers do is program the reel strips, the virtual list of symbols assigned to each reel, so that jackpot symbols appear more frequently on the first and second reels than they do on the third reel. This means your eye naturally sees jackpot symbols line up in the first 2 positions more often than pure chance would suggest, even though the third reel, which almost never completes the combination, is where the real odds live. The psychological impact of this has been studied extensively. Researchers at the University of Waterloo and other institutions have published peer-reviewed findings showing that near misses activate the same neural reward pathways as actual wins. Your brain responds to a near miss with a jolt of dopamine comparable to what it releases on a genuine victory. This creates a compulsion to continue playing that is entirely disconnected from rational assessment of your odds. You did not almost win. Oh no, you lost. But your brain does not process it that way. What makes this particularly powerful for manufacturers and casinos is that near misses increase play duration. Players who experience frequent near misses report feeling more motivated to continue than players who experience nothing but blank spins. The near miss creates a narrative, a sense that winning is imminent, that the jackpot is building towards you, that one more spin might be the one. Casinos depend on extended play sessions. The longer you sit, the more the house edge works against you. Near misses are one of the most effective tools ever developed to keep players in their seats. Here is your practical defense against this tactic. Before you ever sit down at a machine, decide on a specific loss limit for that session and write it down or tell your companion. The moment you notice yourself pressing the spin button faster after a near miss, recognize that response for what it is: a trained reaction to a manufactured stimulus. The near miss means nothing about your probability of winning on the next spin. It is a visual event that has been engineered to trigger urgency. Taking a 15-second pause after a near miss, standing up, taking a breath, and re-evaluating whether you intended to keep playing is one of the most concrete, evidence-based things you can do to protect your bankroll. Number 12. Penny slots are the worst value on the floor, and here is the math. The penny slot machine is one of the most successful marketing achievements in the history of casino gambling. Walk into any major casino in Las Vegas, from the mega resorts on the Strip to the sprawling locals casinos further out. And the penny section is always the biggest section, the loudest section, and typically the most crowded section. Older players in particular gravitate toward penny machines because the name suggests that you are barely risking anything. 1 cent per spin. How much damage can you really do? The answer, when you actually sit down and do the math, will surprise most people. Modern penny slot machines are not 1-cent games. They are multi-line, multi-credit games that happen to have a minimum denomination of 1 cent. A typical modern penny slot machine will offer anywhere from 20 to 50 pay lines. To activate all pay lines, which the machine subtly encourages because playing fewer lines means you might miss a winning combination, you multiply the number of lines by the minimum bet per line. On a 40-line machine at 1 cent per line, you are betting 40 cents per spin. Many of these machines also offer multiplier credits, where a bet of 2 or 3 credits per line is the standard recommendation shown on screen. Suddenly, that penny machine is asking for 60 cents, 80 cents, or even $1.20 per spin. At 500 to 600 spins per hour, which is a realistic pace on a modern video slot, you are putting $300 to $720 per hour through that machine. Not risking it all at once, no, but that is the churn rate. And remember, penny machines are programmed with some of the lowest RTP percentages in the casino. And Nevada data consistently shows that penny machines pay back in the range of 88 to 90% on the Strip, meaning the house edge is 10 to 12%. Compare that to dollar machines running at 93 to 95%, with a house edge of 5 to 7%. Let us put 2 players side by side for a 4-hour session. Player A is on a penny machine, betting 80 cents per spin at 500 spins per hour. That is $400 per hour put through the machine, $1,600 over 4 hours. At a 10% house edge, the expected loss is $160. Player B is on a dollar machine, betting $1 per spin at 400 spins per hour, which is a little slower because dollar machines tend to have fewer lines and a calmer play style. That is $400 per hour as well, $1,600 over 4 hours. But at a 6% house edge, the expected loss is only $96. Same total money put through the casino, 64 fewer dollars lost in expected value simply by choosing a higher denomination machine. There is another dimension to this that almost nobody talks about. The bonus features on penny machines, the free spin rounds, the pick-a-prize games, the expanding wilds. All of those features are built into the math of the game. They are funded by the house edge. They are not additions on top of the base game's payback. They are part of it. When you hit a free spin bonus on a penny machine, the game is designed so that the free spins and the base game together equal the overall programmed RTP. There is no free money hiding in the bonus round. The practical takeaway here is straightforward. If you enjoy the experience of playing slots and want to get the most time and entertainment for your money, consider moving up in denomination. If your budget is genuinely limited to a certain dollar amount and the only way to stay within it is to play penny machines, that is a valid choice. But go in with open eyes. Activate fewer lines rather than the maximum if the machine allows it. Set a firm spending limit before you sit down. And understand that the penny label is one of the cleverest pieces of branding in gambling history, designed to make a relatively expensive entertainment product feel cheap. Number 11. Slot clubs and loyalty programs are designed to make you spend more, not save more. Almost every American who has visited a casino has a player's card in their wallet. Caesars Rewards, MGM Rewards, Boyd Gaming's Be Connected, Station Casino's Boarding Pass. The casino loyalty programs have been a staple of the industry since the 1980s, and today they are some of the most sophisticated customer retention systems in American retail. Big casinos will tell you that these programs are designed to reward your play. What they are actually designed to do is understand your behavior, influence your decisions, and increase your total spending at their properties. Let us start with how the math actually works on slot club rewards. When you insert your player's card and play a penny machine, you are typically earning points at a rate of somewhere between 1 point per $10 wagered and 1 point per $5 wagered, tied depending on the casino and the machine denomination. Those points then convert into free play credits or comps at a rate that is almost always less than 1% of your total wager back in value. Some casinos are more generous than others, but the industry standard lands somewhere between 0.1% and 0.5% cashback equivalent. Think about what that means practically. If you put $1,000 through a machine over your session, you might earn between $1 and $5 in free play credits. Meanwhile, if that machine has an 8% house edge, the casino has earned an expected $80 from you. The free play they gave you back represents somewhere between 1 and 6% of what they took. The rewards program costs the casino far less than the goodwill it generates. And casino executives openly describe loyalty programs as their most effective marketing investment. Here is where it becomes genuinely instructive about human behavior. Research into casino loyalty programs, including work published in the Journal of Gambling Studies, shows that cardholders play significantly longer and spend significantly more per visit than non-cardholders. Part of this is selection bias. People who are more enthusiastic gamblers are more likely to sign up for cards. But a substantial part of it is the psychological effect of the program itself. And when you are earning points, you feel like you are getting something. The loss feels partially offset. The free buffet or the hotel discount creates a sense of value that makes you more willing to play through a larger bankroll. Casinos also use the data collected through your card in ways that most players have never considered. Every spin you make while your card is inserted is logged. The casino knows which machines you prefer, how long you play, what time of day you visit, how you respond to different promotions, and approximately what loss threshold causes you to stop playing. This data is used to send you targeted mailers, email offers, and free play incentives calibrated to bring you back at precisely the right time and in exactly the right amount to maximize your spending. That free $50 slot play offer they mailed you was not random generosity. It was a calculated investment based on their model of your behavior. None of this means you should throw your player's card in the trash. The comps, free play, and benefits are real money. And if you are going to play anyway, there is no reason to leave them uncollected. What it means is that you should use the card as a rebate on spending you already intended to do, not as a reason to play longer or spend more than you planned. The moment the free play offer or the comp meal influences you to gamble more than you otherwise would, the casino's program has worked exactly as intended. Collect every point you earn. Never let the points chase you. Number 10. The machine's location on the casino floor is not random. Next time you walk into a casino, stop just inside the entrance and look around before you do anything else. Take in where the machines are placed, which ones are visible from the door, which ones are clustered near the elevators, the restaurants, the sports book, the table games. What looks like a practical arrangement of furniture is actually the result of decades of psychological research, floor mapping data, and a science that casino designers call gaming floor optimization. Every single machine is exactly where it is for a reason, and that reason almost never aligns with your best interests as a player. The foundational principle behind casino floor design goes back to a man named Bill Friedman, a former compulsive gambler who became a casino designer and wrote what became the industry's most influential textbook on the subject. Friedman's philosophy was that casinos should feel like labyrinths, low ceilings, winding paths, machines and games everywhere you turn, no clear sight lines to exits, and no open spaces that might remind you of the outside world. The goal was to create an environment so immersive that guests lost track of time, distance, and the outside world entirely. Many older Las Vegas casinos, particularly downtown properties and some of the classic strip resorts, were built precisely on this model. Modern casino design has evolved, with newer properties favoring more open layouts and natural light, but the strategic placement of slot machines remains as deliberate as ever. Loose machines, a term the industry uses informally to describe machines with higher programmed RTPs, have historically been placed in high visibility, high traffic locations, near the entrance, at the end of rows visible from main walkways, near the casino cage where players cash out. The thinking was that a player hitting a jackpot in a visible spot would attract attention, generate excitement, and pull in other players. This strategy was widely practiced through the 1980s and 1990s. What changed it was data. As casinos moved to computerized tracking systems and player cards became universal, casino managers gained the ability to monitor every machine's performance in real time. They could see exactly how much each machine was earning per square foot of floor space per hour. This allowed them to move beyond intuition and into precision. Today, major casino corporations like MGM Resorts and Caesars Entertainment use sophisticated analytics platforms to evaluate machine placement. And the results of that analysis have generally pushed the highest-paying machines away from prime real estate and toward areas where dedicated players, the ones who are going to play regardless of stimulation, tend to congregate. There are still patterns worth knowing. Machines placed near the entrance to table game areas have traditionally been set tight, meaning lower RTP, because the casino does not want slot noise distracting table game players or pulling high-value table customers away. Machines at the very end of a row, called end cap machines, are sometimes set to pay more because they are visible from multiple directions. Machines directly adjacent to restaurants or show entrances are often tight because the players there are captive, waiting for a show or a table, and will play regardless of the odds. Machines in the high-limit room almost universally carry better RTPs than their counterparts on the main floor. Your actionable strategy here is to think about where you are sitting before you commit to a machine. If you walked past 50 machines to get to yours, and it was the first one you saw coming in the door, consider exploring the floor a bit more. High-limit rooms, even if you are playing the lower end of the denomination range available there, tend to offer better programmed returns. Locals casinos outside the Strip in Las Vegas, places like the Palace Station, the Suncoast, or the Fiesta, consistently report higher average RTPs in state gaming reports because their business model depends on repeat local customers who shop for value. Where you sit is one of the few real choices you have. Number 9. Slot machine sound and visual design. And is a science built to override your judgment. Close your eyes for a moment and think about the sound of a casino. You probably can hear it right now without trying. The cascading jingle of coins, the triumphant musical sting of a winning spin, the rhythmic bleeping of machines cycling through their attract modes. The occasional eruption of a loud bonus sequence from 3 rows over. That soundscape did not happen by accident. And it was not designed for your entertainment. It was engineered, tested on human subjects in controlled research settings, and refined over decades to produce specific psychological and physiological responses that keep you playing. The academic study of casino sensory design has been going on since at least the 1990s. Dr. Carolyn Anderson at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and researchers at institutions across North America and Europe have published extensive work on how sound, light, and music affect gambling behavior. The findings are consistent and striking. Players who gamble in environments with casino-designed soundscapes play longer, make larger bets, and report higher subjective enjoyment than players in quieter environments, even when their actual financial outcomes are worse. Modern slot machines are composed with the same rigor as commercial music. Game developers like IGT, Scientific Games, Wes and Aristocrat employ full-time sound designers and license original musical compositions for their games. The winning sounds on a slot machine are carefully tuned to a major key. Specifically, research has shown that sounds in the key of C major and adjacent keys produce the most reliably positive emotional responses in American adult listeners. Losing spins are accompanied by sounds that are neutral or even slightly melodic rather than harsh, which is a deliberate choice. Losser, you should feel okay after a loss. Not bad enough to leave, not good enough to feel like you won, just okay enough to spin again. The visual component is equally engineered. Slot machine screens are calibrated to a specific brightness and contrast ratio. The colors used for winning combinations, typically golds, reds, and bright whites, are chosen because they activate attention and excitement responses in the human visual cortex. When a winning combination hits, even a small one that pays back less than you bet, the screen lights up, coins appear to rain down, numbers rapidly count upward, and a celebratory animation plays. This is called a losses disguised as wins phenomenon, studied extensively by researchers including Mike Dixon at the University of Waterloo in Canada. A machine might pay you back 8 cents on a 50-cent spin and celebrate as though you won something meaningful. Note the losses disguised as wins effect is one of the most significant findings in gambling research of the last 20 years. Players consistently misidentify these small returns as wins. Heart rate studies show that the body responds to a losses disguised as wins outcome nearly identically to a genuine win. Over the course of a session, players often report feeling like they won frequently, even when their net position has steadily declined. The machine's sensory design is literally overriding your accurate memory of the session as it happens. Knowing this changes how you should monitor your play. Do not trust your gut feeling about whether you are up or down. Bring a set amount of cash, leave your card at the hotel, and track your actual cash position with physical money. When the machine celebrates, look at your credit meter, not the screen animation. Ask yourself, am I more or less than when I sat down? The machine will not tell you honestly. Its entire audiovisual personality is designed to make losses feel smaller and wins feel larger than they actually are. Number 8. Ticket in, ticket out was designed to make you forget. You are spending real money. If you have been going to casinos for more than 25 years, you remember the coins. Real, heavy metal coins that you fed into machines one at a time. And when you won, you heard the satisfying crash of coins dropping into the metal tray below. That sound, that physical experience, was part of the casino ritual for decades. Then, starting in the late 1990s and rolling out broadly through the early 2000s, the coins disappeared. Today, virtually every slot machine in every major American casino uses a system called ticket in, ticket out, or TITO, where you insert a paper voucher or cash. Your credits are stored electronically, and when you cash out, you get a printed ticket with a barcode that you redeem at a machine or cashier window. The official reasons given for Taito were operational. Coin handling is expensive. Most, it requires staff to fill hoppers, security to transport coins, and significant mechanical maintenance. Taito reduced labor costs, eliminated coin jams, sped up machine availability, and dramatically cut down on coin theft and cheating. All of that is true. But there was another consequence to Taito that casino operators understood immediately, and that research has since confirmed. When money becomes abstract, people spend more of it. This is a principle that extends far beyond gambling. Credit cards, casino chips, and digital payment systems all reduce spending friction and increase the psychological distance between the consumer and the actual value of their money. Coins were visceral. You felt every quarter go into the machine. You heard your wins accumulate. You knew exactly how heavy your tray was. A ticket printed with the number 47.35 on it does not feel like $47.35 the same way that a stack of quarters does. It feels like a score. It's a number, a unit of something that only has full meaning once you walk to the redemption machine. Research published in the Journal of Gambling Studies has shown that players using electronic credits bet at higher average amounts and play through their bankrolls faster than players using physical currency. The conversion layer between the ticket and the actual money value creates what behavioral economists call a pain of paying reduction. And spending real money activates a mild discomfort response in the brain, the same response that makes you hesitate before handing over cash for a purchase. Electronic credits and vouchers blunt that response significantly. Casinos also benefit from ticket breakage, the phenomenon where players cash out tickets for small amounts, put them in their pocket, and never redeem them. A ticket for $2.15 might not feel worth the trip to the redemption kiosk, and so it goes in the pocket, then the laundry, then the trash. Those unredeemed tickets represent pure profit for the casino. Some estimates suggest that breakage across a large casino can amount to thousands of dollars per day. Your defense against the abstraction effect is simple, but requires discipline. Before your session, convert your gambling budget to a fixed number in your head and repeat it out loud if you need to. $40, $60, $100, whatever you decided before you walked in. When you insert your first bill, that number starts counting down, not up. Check your ticket value against your starting amount regularly during the session. Bring only the cash you intended to spend. Leave your ATM card behind. And when the ticket runs out, the session is over. The ticket is money, real money. Treating it that way puts you back in control of a decision the casino has deliberately tried to make harder. Number 7. The jackpot you see advertised is almost never what you will actually receive. Driving past a casino billboard or walking through the front entrance, you will almost certainly see large, prominently displayed jackpot figures. $1 million, $2 million, sometimes more. Progressive jackpot totals are displayed on giant electronic signs, and within the casino, linked progressive machines often have overhead displays showing the current jackpot climbing in real time. Winning that number feels like winning the lottery. And for most players, the actual experience of hitting a major jackpot, if it ever happens, will include a moment of confusion when the amount they receive does not match the amount they thought they won. There are several layers to this, and understanding each one will either prepare you for the best day of your gambling life or simply prevent a painful surprise. First, let us talk about taxes. In the United States, any slot machine jackpot of $1,200 or more triggers a mandatory IRS reporting requirement. The casino will stop the machine, call a slot attendant, verify your identification, and issue you a W-2G tax form before you receive a single dollar. The casino does not withhold federal income tax automatically on most slot wins, but you are legally required to report the income on your tax return, and the IRS gets a copy of that W-2G. Depending on your total income for the year and your tax bracket, a significant jackpot can push you into a higher bracket for that year, meaning you might owe 22, 24, or even 32% of your winnings in federal income tax come April. For large jackpots over $5,000, the casino may withhold 24% for federal taxes right at the machine before you ever see the money. State income tax, where applicable, comes on top of that. Second, large progressive jackpots are almost never paid as lump sums. If you hit a megabucks jackpot in Nevada, which is the most famous wide-area progressive in the country and has paid out jackpots exceeding $35 million, the prize is paid as an annuity spread over 25 annual installments. The headline number is the total of all payments over 25 years. The lump sum cash option, if available, is substantially less, roughly half the advertised amount before taxes. A $10 million advertised jackpot might yield a lump sum of around $5 million, minus 24% federal withholding, leaving you with approximately $3.8 million in hand. Still life-changing money, but meaningfully different from the number on the billboard. Third, wide-area progressive machines like Megabucks carry some of the lowest base RTPs of any machine in the casino, because a portion of every wager goes into the progressive jackpot pool rather than back to players in regular wins. The base game RTP on Megabucks has been estimated at around 87% or lower, meaning you're giving up significant return on every spin for your chance at the giant jackpot. The odds of hitting the Megabucks top prize are approximately 1 in 49 million. You have a better chance of being struck by lightning twice. None of this means you should never play progressives. The dream is real, the jackpots are real, and someone wins them. But walk in with clear eyes. Know that the advertised number includes years of installments. The taxes will take a substantial portion, and that you are paying for that dream with a lower expected return on every spin. For players whose primary goal is to enjoy their session and make their money last, standalone machines with fixed top prizes and published RTPs are a far more transparent option. Number 6. Slot machine volatility is the hidden variable that controls your entire experience. You have probably sat next to someone at a casino who seemed to be hitting wins constantly, small ones but frequent, while you went 30 or 40 spins without anything. Or maybe you have been the person who played through $200 without a meaningful hit, only to watch the person who sat down after you catch a $500 bonus in their first 5 minutes. These experiences feel like luck, like the universe playing favorites. What they actually reflect is a mechanical property of slot machines called volatility. And it is one of the most important concepts in all of slot play that manufacturers almost never explain to casual players. Volatility, sometimes called variance, describes the pattern of how a machine distributes its payouts over time. A low volatility machine is programmed to pay out small amounts frequently. You will see a lot of small wins. Your credit meter will bob up and down, and your bankroll will tend to last a long time without huge swings. These machines rarely produce massive wins, but they also rarely let you go 50 spins without anything. Many classic 3-reel machines and simpler video slots fall into this category. A high volatility machine is programmed very differently. It can go long stretches, sometimes dozens or even hundreds of spins, paying back almost nothing. And then it hits a significant bonus or a large combination and delivers a payout that might be 50, 100, or several hundred times your bet in a single event. The overall RTP might be identical to a low volatility machine. Both might be set at 92%. But the distribution of that return is radically different. One gives you a smooth, gradual experience. The other gives you long, dry spells punctuated by explosive moments. Here is why this matters enormously for practical play. If you bring $200 to a session and sit down at a high volatility machine, it is entirely possible to burn through that entire bankroll in an hour without hitting a single significant payout, even if the machine's long-run RTP is perfectly legitimate. The math works out over millions of spins, not over your 2-hour session. High volatility machines need a larger bankroll and longer play sessions for their RTP to express itself in a way that resembles the published number. When on a short session with limited funds, high volatility is genuinely dangerous to your budget. Manufacturers do not post volatility ratings on the machine cabinet. They are not required to. You will not find a sticker that says high variance next to the spin button. What you can do is read the pay table, which every machine is required to display. A pay table where the top prize is 1,000 times your bet or more, but the lower tier prizes are small and sparse, is a high volatility game. A pay table where the top prize is more modest, say 50 to 200 times your bet, but there are frequent small prize tiers, is a lower volatility game. Casino review websites and slot databases maintained by gaming enthusiasts often publish volatility ratings for popular machines, and spending 10 minutes researching a game before you sit down is time extremely well spent. The practical strategy question is, which volatility level is right for you? If you want to enjoy a relatively relaxed session and you are working with a modest budget, low to medium volatility machines give your money the best chance of lasting. If you are willing to accept the real possibility of losing your entire session budget in exchange for a shot at a large single payout, and you have the bankroll to sustain the dry spells, higher volatility might suit you. There is no universally correct answer, but there is a universally wrong answer. And that is choosing a machine based on its theme or its location without any consideration of volatility at all. Number 5. The free drinks are a calculated business decision, not hospitality. Walk onto any major casino floor in Las Vegas, and within a few minutes, a cocktail waitress will appear. She is friendly, she is efficient, and she is offering you something that feels like one of the last great bargains in America. A free drink. Free beer, free cocktails, free sodas, free coffee. You do not even have to tip generously, though most decent people do. The drinks just keep coming as long as you keep playing. For a lot of Americans, this is one of the genuine pleasures of a casino visit, and there's nothing wrong with enjoying it. But you should understand exactly why that drink is being placed in your hand, because the casino has done the math on it far more carefully than you have. Alcohol impairs judgment. This is not a controversial statement. It is one of the most thoroughly documented facts in all of behavioral science. And alcohol reduces activity in the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of your brain responsible for risk assessment, impulse control, and rational decision-making. Even mild intoxication, the pleasant buzz of 2 drinks over an hour, measurably increases risk tolerance and decreases the accuracy of probability estimation. People who are mildly intoxicated bet larger amounts, stay at losing machines longer, and are significantly less likely to walk away when their preset loss limit is reached, if they remember setting one at all. Casinos have known this for as long as alcohol has existed, but the modern understanding of it is far more precise. Studies published in the journal Addictive Behaviors and Related Academic Literature have quantified the relationship between alcohol consumption and gambling expenditure. The findings consistently show that even 1 or 2 drinks increases a player's average bet size and total session spend. The cost of the drink to the casino including the alcohol, the waitress's wage, and the operational overhead, is typically between $2 and $4 per beverage. If that drink causes you to play an extra 30 minutes or increase your average bet by 25 cents per spin, the casino has made a return on that investment of 10 to 1 or better. The delivery system is also carefully designed. Cocktail waitresses are trained to appear at intervals that keep players feeling attended to without interrupting play. Either the drinks arrive without you having to stand up, walk to a bar, or break your session. The friction of getting a drink has been reduced to zero. On a busy floor, the timing of service is managed so that you are never waiting long enough to get bored and consider leaving. The free drink is a retention tool wearing the costume of hospitality. There is also a subtler effect that rarely gets discussed. Accepting something free from someone creates a mild psychological sense of social obligation. This is a well-documented principle in social psychology called reciprocity. When the casino gives you something for nothing, a part of your brain registers a subtle debt. That feeling does not translate into a conscious thought, but it does translate into a slight reduction in willingness to leave. You just got a free Jack and Coke. Getting up and walking out 2 minutes later feels vaguely rude, even though no one is watching and no one cares. The practical response to this is not to refuse the drinks. Enjoy them if you want to, but drink before or after your session rather than during, or limit yourself strictly to one and drink it slowly. Make your session decisions, including your loss limit and your time limit, before the first drink arrives and write them down somewhere. If you notice that your betting amounts have crept up over the course of an hour, take a hard look at your glass before you take a hard look at the machine. Number 4, modern slot machines are designed to qualify as skill games in order to attract younger players. And it changes what you think you are playing. For most of the history of slot machines in America, the deal was straightforward. You press a button, the RNG decides the outcome, and no amount of skill, timing, or decision-making on your part influences the result. That was the product. Pure chance, dressed up in themes and sounds, sold as entertainment. For generations of American gamblers, that was a perfectly acceptable proposition. But starting around 2016, something began to change on casino floors, and it has been accelerating ever since. Regulators in Nevada and New Jersey approved a new category of gaming device called a skill-influenced slot machine. These are games that incorporate elements borrowed from video games, reflex challenges, targeting games, decision trees, and pattern recognition tasks, and connect the player's performance in those elements to the size of their payout. The regulatory framework allows this because skill is now technically influencing the outcome. The machines qualify for different classifications and, crucially, they are designed to attract a younger demographic that grew up with video games and finds traditional spinning reels boring. Games like Gameco's Danger Arena, which plays like a shooter game and uses your accuracy to determine bonus payouts, or Konami's various skill-based bonus features, represent this growing category. On the surface, this sounds like good news for players. If skill matters, a skilled player should be able to improve their outcomes, right? The reality is more complicated and, in some ways, more troubling than traditional slots. Here is what the manufacturers and regulators have carefully constructed. The skill element in these games applies only to the bonus round, not to the base game. The base game still runs on an RNG exactly like a traditional slot. Your skill cannot influence when you reach the bonus or how often. What skill influences is how much you earn once you are already in the bonus. And here is the critical detail. The game is calibrated so that even a player with zero skill earns enough in the bonus to keep the overall RTP within the legally required range. Your skill performance shifts your payout within a band, but it does not elevate you above the house edge. The house edge is baked into the math at a level below your skill performance. What this actually creates is a machine that feels more engaging and more controllable than traditional slots, which makes players feel more confident, stay longer, and bet more. The illusion of control is one of the most powerful psychological forces in gambling behavior. When you believe your actions influence the outcome, you are more invested in the session, more willing to continue after a loss because next time I will do better, and less likely to attribute losses to the house edge. The skill game format is, in many ways, a more sophisticated version of the near-miss effect discussed earlier. It creates a feeling of agency over a process that is still fundamentally stacked against the player. If you encounter these machines, enjoy them for what they are, a more interactive entertainment experience. But do not adjust your bankroll management or your loss limits based on confidence in your skill. The house edge does not negotiate with good reflexes. Number 3. The casino environment is engineered to eliminate every natural cue that would tell you to stop. You have almost certainly experienced this. You sit down at a machine intending to play for an hour, maybe spend $50, and then you look up and 2.5 hours have passed, and your wallet is considerably lighter than you planned. It did not feel like 2.5 hours. It felt like maybe 45 minutes. And this does not happen because you are careless or because time simply flies when you are having fun. It happens because the physical environment of a modern casino has been constructed with extraordinary precision to remove every sensory input that would naturally tell your brain it is time to stop. Start with the most obvious. There are no clocks on casino floors. This is not an oversight. In decades of casino operation, the decision to remove clocks has been so consistently maintained across every major property in Las Vegas and across the country that it is effectively an industry standard. There are no windows on most traditional casino floors, or the windows are heavily tinted and positioned so that natural light does not reach the gaming areas. You cannot see whether it is day or night, morning or afternoon. The sun, which is the most powerful natural timekeeper the human brain has, is completely invisible. The lighting on a casino floor is specifically calibrated to a warm, steady glow that does not change over the course of the day. It is bright enough to be stimulating, but not harsh. There is no dimming at midnight, no brightening at noon. The light says one thing at all hours. It is a perfectly comfortable time to keep playing. The temperature is controlled to a narrow band, typically around 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Cool enough to keep you alert, but comfortable enough to keep you relaxed. On hunger and thirst, two of the most reliable natural signals that time has passed and the body needs attention, are mitigated by the free drinks and the easy availability of food at casino restaurants and buffets that keep long hours. The soundscape, which we covered earlier in the context of winning sounds, also plays a role in time distortion. Research on music tempo and time perception shows that environments with continuous mid-tempo music, which is exactly what most casino floors feature, cause people to consistently underestimate how much time has passed. The rhythm creates a kind of perceptual flow state that is specifically incompatible with the internal monitoring that would otherwise tell you an hour has gone by. Modern casinos have also eliminated what used to be called natural stopping points. In the era of coin machines, running out of coins meant you had to make a conscious decision to buy more. The physical interruption of that process, standing up, walking to a change booth, exchanging money, created a natural pause during which people often decided to stop. Tito and bill validators eliminated that pause entirely. You run out of credits, you insert another bill without standing up, and the session continues seamlessly. ATM machines placed on the casino floor eliminate the pause of having to plan your gambling budget in advance. What works against all of this is external structure. Wear a watch and set an alarm for when you intend to stop. Tell your travel companion what time you plan to meet for dinner and honor that commitment. Bring only the cash you plan to spend and leave payment cards in your room. These are not complicated strategies, but they work because they reintroduce the external time cues and natural stopping points that the casino has carefully removed. Number 2. The loosest slots in Las Vegas are published every year, and almost nobody looks them up. Here is something that will feel a little bit like a secret handshake once you know it. The Nevada Gaming Control Board publishes detailed slot machine payout data every single month. Not estimates, not industry averages, actual reported payout percentages broken down by casino area and machine denomination. This data is publicly available, free of charge, on the Nevada Gaming Control Board's official website, and it has been published consistently for decades. Similar data is available from gaming control boards in New Jersey, Mississippi, and other major gambling states. The information that most players would most want to know, which casinos are paying back more, is sitting in a public government database that the vast majority of players have never once looked at. The Nevada reports break data down by geographic area. The Las Vegas Strip, Downtown Las Vegas, Boulder Strip, North Las Vegas, and the locals' casino markets. Within each area, payback percentages are reported by denomination: 1 cent, 5 cent, 25 cent, $1, $5, and higher. The data represents the actual performance of machines in operation over the reporting period, which is the most accurate reflection available of what real players experienced. What the data consistently shows, year after year, is a pattern that rewards players who do their homework. Downtown Las Vegas casinos, places like the Four Queens, the Fremont, Binion's, and the Golden Nugget, consistently report higher average payback percentages than strip casinos across almost every denomination. The competitive environment downtown, where properties are clustered closely together and cater to value-conscious players, drives RTPs up. The locals' casino markets in Henderson, Boulder Highway, Knock, and North Las Vegas report some of the highest payback percentages in the entire state, often running 94 to 96% on dollar machines, compared to strip casinos that might run 92 to 93% on the same denomination. A difference of 2 to 3 percentage points sounds small. Run it through a real session and it becomes meaningful. On $1,000 of action at 92% return, the expected loss is $80. At 95% return, the expected loss is $50. When you're over a week-long trip with multiple sessions, that difference compounds. Choosing where to play based on published payout data rather than proximity to your hotel or the attractiveness of the buffet is one of the most rational, data-driven decisions available to any slot player. The New Jersey Division of Gaming Enforcement publishes similar monthly reports for Atlantic City casinos. Mississippi, Iowa, Missouri, and other gaming states have their own regulatory bodies with varying levels of public data availability. Before any casino trip, spending 30 minutes on the relevant Gaming Control Board website will give you better information about where to sit than any tip from a friend. Any YouTube video about hot machines, or any instinct developed on previous visits. The information is there. It always has been. The casino industry does not advertise its existence, but they cannot make it disappear either, because it is a government document. Number 1, you are the product, and every element of the experience has been optimized around extracting value from you. Everything covered in this video, the RNG, the RTP, the near misses, the penny slot math, the loyalty programs, the floor layout, the engineered sounds, the TITO abstraction, the jackpot fine print, the volatility, the free drinks, the skill game illusion, the timeless environment, the hidden public data. All of it connects to a single, unifying reality about the relationship between you and a casino. You are not a guest being entertained. You are a revenue source being optimized. This is not a cynical statement, and it is not an accusation of wrongdoing. Casinos are legal businesses operating within a regulated framework, and the regulations that govern them in Nevada, New Jersey, and in every other major gaming jurisdiction exist precisely to ensure that the games are fair in the narrow technical sense. The RNG is genuinely random. The posted RTPs are accurate. The jackpots are real. The system is not rigged in the illegal sense. What it is designed. Designed by some of the most sophisticated behavioral scientists, game designers, architects, and marketing professionals in the world, all working toward the same goal: maximizing the amount of money that moves from your wallet to the casino's count room, while ensuring that you enjoy the experience enough to come back and do it again. The companies that manufacture slot machines are publicly traded corporations. IGT, which stands for International Game Technology, is listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Scientific Games, now rebranded as Light & Wonder, is a publicly traded company. Wert, Aristocrat Leisure, is listed on the Australian Securities Exchange. Their annual reports describe their products in terms of yield per unit, player time on device, and THEO, which is industry shorthand for theoretical win, meaning the expected amount the house will extract from a player based on their bet size, duration, and the game's house edge. You are in their annual reports, not by name, but as a statistical unit with a predictable yield. Understanding this does not have to ruin the experience. Plenty of thoughtful, financially responsible Americans visit casinos regularly and genuinely enjoy it as entertainment. The experience of a Las Vegas casino, the energy, the design, the shows, the restaurants, the social atmosphere, the occasional genuine thrill of a good run, is a legitimate form of entertainment when approached with clear eyes and a firm budget. The problem is never that people play slots. The problem is that they play with an inaccurate model of what they are doing. The accurate model is this: when you walk onto a casino floor with $100, you are purchasing several hours of entertainment in an extraordinarily stimulating environment, with the possibility, not the expectation, of a financial return. The expected financial return is negative. That is not a flaw in the system. It is the price of the experience, exactly like a movie ticket or a concert ticket, except that with slots, the cost is variable and ends when you decide it ends. Your job as a player is to decide in advance what the experience is worth to you. Spend exactly that amount and not a dollar more, and walk out having received what you paid for: entertainment, stimulation, and the memory of a good time. The 15 things covered in this video are not reasons to never set foot in a casino again. They are tools. The RNG means you should never chase a cold machine. Under the RTP data means you should choose your denomination and location deliberately. The near miss is a manufactured feeling, not a signal. The penny slot math means the cheap-looking machine is often the most expensive one on the floor. The loyalty card is a rebate, not a reason to play more. The floor layout has patterns worth knowing. The sound design is working on your emotions every second. The ticket in your hand is real money. The jackpot advertisement needs a tax calculator applied to it, and volatility should match your bankroll. The free drink is a retention investment. The skill game does not beat the house edge. The environment is designed to erase time, and the payout data you need is sitting in a government database waiting for you to look at it. Walk in informed. Set your budget before you arrive. Bring only cash. Wear a watch. Know the difference between entertainment and expectation. And when the session is over, walk out.